Good morning and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim and this is my podcast all about knitting and spinning and dyeing of yarn right here outside of Lima, Ohio. Yay! I want to say hello to everybody who's viewing this, whether you're a first-time viewer or you've been here week after week. Oh, I so appreciate it. I feel like each one of you have become friends with me over this time. I received such nice remarks and comments, and believe it or not, when I am talking to this silly camera, I do feel like I am talking to each and every one of you. So yay! I just love that. Um, Sorry, I had to fix my watch. Anyways, I live here with my puppy Ginger, who's just deciding whether she should get up or not, and my kitty cat Purdy, and my beautiful, handsome, wonderful, patient husband Randy. uh, I have two kids, but they're both grown up, and one lives in Indiana and the other one lives in California with my two grandchildren, Genevieve and Tobias. I think I've given you my family history now. Anyways, today is March 7th, and let me tell you, March came in like a lion. We had all kinds of weather on the 1st. We had snow and sleet and rain and snow and sleet and rain all day long, and it was just, I kept telling my husband, you know what? I can handle this because I know that if it's coming in like a lion, it will go out like a lamb. So yay. Back to the podcast. This is episode 105. Now you may be asking, where can I find this crazy, crazy lady online? Well, naturally you found me here on YouTube. So you know that I'm here on YouTube as Naturally Kim's Knitting, but I'm also found under that name on Blogger, Facebook, and WordPress. And my phone will not stay up there by my camera today, so I'm going to have to hold it. So excuse me, I'll have to look differently. Ravelry, you can find me as NapiersKnits. That's my page. And then the Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group. Yay! And on Etsy, you can find me as NapiersKnits. I didn't put Instagram. Oh, there it is. Instagram is knitting_Kim. I was going to say, I like that one. I love Instagram. I love seeing what people are doing. I know, I'm nosy. I love seeing what people are doing, what they're making. Oh, just all kinds of things. Now, a little bit more of administration stuff along with my chatting like I do every week. And I apologize for the glare in my glasses. I cannot find a good place to film this where the lighting is good but it doesn't glare. So I apologize. It's been a lifelong problem for me. So anyways, we have some winners from our Crafting for Self. And if you haven't checked out the beautiful work that everybody has done the last 2 months, please go to the Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group and look under the... Oh, I'm sorry. I've archived that. You can't. But, oh, these ladies have done such wonderful, wonderful work. So, the winner of the Napier's Knits yarn, oh, and now it's sleeting out again, or hailing. The winner of the skein of the Naturally Kim's yarn and the double pointed needle protectors is HandmadeStudio 11. And I did this by random number generator, which is so funny because she won for her joyful cow post. And then Asteride won a little bag of yarn for the same cow, but different yarns. I just thought that was funny how, random number generator did that. Then we have, oh, I'm going to get this wrong, and you know I do every time. I'm so sorry, Linda. LMECOLL. I'll just spell it. Both she and Vita Sinha won. Both win any pattern off of Ravelry up to $7.50 as long as it's giftable. Make sure to look over there over to the right and see if it's giftable. If it's not, I can't send it to you. Okay? LMECOLL, one for her heart lacy socks, and Vita, one for her dear stag washcloth. You guys are so wonderful. Now we do have a new knit along that we've just started, and it's double time, which is double knitting. And all the rules for that are on the Ravelry page. Just look under double time, double knitting. And that one, we've decided we're going to make it 2 months. So it ends April 30th. You know, I gave you guys plenty of warning to get your materials and everything. I just decided what I was going to work on today, and I just ordered my materials today. So I'll be starting late. It's thinking about turning to snow. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. It fascinates me watching weather change. It's been too cold for my birds, though. Okay, what do I have on my needles? Well, if my daughter's watching, I apologize. I haven't picked up your Afghan this week again. It's kind of like my fallback. But if you remember last week, I was telling you how I had done some straightening up. And so I was working on 2 chemo caps and 2 scarves. And so I could not get to the Afghan because I really want to get these things done. So yes, it's on my needles. And yes, I love doing it. I just haven't been able to right now. Then, of course, Java Pearl Designs, or CC and Dammy from Geeky Girls Knits. They have a book coming out in, I don't know if it's April or May. They were taking pre-orders for it. I know that. And there will be a surprise giveaway when I get it, of a free e-copy of that for somebody in this group. So you have that to look forward to. But I am still working on the last test knit for this book. It is so beautiful. It is a wrap, and the design is so gorgeous. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Everything I have made for this book for Cece and Dammy has been beautiful, and it's been such a joy to work with. So when that book comes out, ooh, I'm hoping that many people will buy from Cece, because my goodness, Cece and Dammy are such wonderful designers. Anyways, so I can't show you that because it is a pattern test. But I can show you my Ladybug shawl. I've gotten a little far. Oh, well, you know what? I am on the long rows of this. Oh, I did get pretty far. And so right there, that little dangly progress marker is where I was when I filmed last week. And this is where I am this week. This is the middle of the shawl. I am on the lacy, the border. And as soon as I finish this repeat of the border, I'm going to the final pattern, which will be finishing it off. I'll probably be working on this today after I do CC and Dammy's. I work on it for so long every day, and then I work on my other projects, which you know are so many. But I'll show you the Ladybug pattern out of the sock yarn shawls. Get the right one up here. Oh, that's the one I worked on last time. That was silly. I even have a little marker there. Ta-da! Isn't that pretty? I can't wait. Now I made mine a little bit bigger than that because I had a little bit more yarn. So why not? I'm using US 4 or 3.5 millimeter needles, Stroll Gradient BFF colorway, which was left over from one of Cece's test knits, and I love it. And it's out of the book Sock Yarn Shawls by Jen Lucas. Sorry, I had to see who it was by. Then I've made a little I was hoping to be farther on this, but I've just been so I've decided to mix my exercise routine up. One day's yoga, one day's my exercise ball bouncing on it, and you can't knit while you do yoga. So my things that I knit while I bounce, they've been like cut in half because I can't work on them as much. But this is another chemo cap. It's basically my own design. I've I purl until I get to the new color, and then I knit a row, and then I purl till I get to the new color, and then I knit some more. So, and this is on top of a knit one through the back loop, purl one, ribbing. So I do love it. I haven't been able to give the time to it that I enjoy. But this was Knit Picks Felici Candy Shop. Sorry, my yarn is covering it. Whoops. I know where the camera is. So it is beautiful. It's fingering weight, but it's a merino nylon yarn. And I might be able to get 2 hats out of that. I'm happy about that. Then let's see, where are we? I gotta look. Oh, okay. I told you about my grandson's sweater I'm making, and I didn't put a progress marker last week. I think I was just finishing the ribbing. This is the Which Way Up cardigan by Amy Gunderson. I had to look see who it was by. On US 3, which is 2.5 millimeter needles, and US 2, 2.75 millimeter needles. And I'm on the arrows. You guess I don't have the arrows going up completed yet, but the ones going down I do. That's why it's called a Which Way Up. And this is the sleeve. Ta-da! And it's a little big for him now, but he won't be able to wear it probably till next year because I won't get it done in time for the cool season this year. So I have something else I've started, but I'm not showing it to anybody yet except my husband. I needed a simple project to do in the car when we went to see my son this weekend. And so I took something that was straight knitting. And I'm not going to show it to you yet. I'm sorry, I'm not. I didn't talk about this yet. My scrap yarn socks. I like them. I don't have my other socks over here. I have another pair of socks I'm designing. And I left them over by my chair. I'm sorry. I like to show you guys everything, but I can't show you that one yet. It's a top-down design, and I'm just getting ready for the heel, which I'm going to do an afterthought heel, which I've never done an afterthought heel before. So it will be interesting. Then, of course, I've got my 2 scarves. Did a little bit on this last week. This is just homespun yarn. I did a little bit on that one. I did a little bit more on that one. Both of these are homespun. This one has alpaca in it. Oh. But those are both for the soup kitchen eventually. And I think that's all that's on my needle, which is plenty. I shouldn't have started that other project because I'm sitting there going, I don't have time. But you know how it is. I have cast-on-itis. But I also have a finished chemo cap. This is in the cotton candy yarn, which I went and did a search for it online because I love it. It's soft. It's breathable. And I can't find any yarn like that online. I bought this from my local yarn shop when they had their big sale last year, and they don't have it anymore. So I'm just going to have to do with what I can. But that's okay. That's my only finished object this week. Whew. I don't count my spinning because I hated the roving I worked with last week. Oh my goodness. I ended up pitching it. It did not spin up. I couldn't think how else I can work with this. It's pitched. But then so now I'm working on some wonderful, it's yarn I dyed, but it's green and yellow, and it's working up nicely. So I needed something I knew would work up. However, I'll have something in a minute to show you that, you know, if I had any doubts, I could have done something else. Okay, I'm so happy. Okay, I'm happy, but I'm sad. You know, I've been doing my crafty Bible study every other Saturday. Last Saturday, I had a migraine. I had to contact everybody and tell them, I'm sorry, I have a headache. Well, actually, I told them I had physical issues. And the migraine, I always tell my husband, you know it's a migraine when I take my migraine medicine, because even though they're pills, they taste horrible. But I took one. And let's see, what else am I happy about? Well, Knit Crates notified me that my next shipment's on the way. My next shipment's on the way. I am happy. Oh, I've seen it too. Ooh, it's so pretty. And I'm very happy for my Scottish friend in the Shetland Isles. Hi, John and Caroline. And Carolyn, I got some wonderful fingering weight yarn from them. I can't decide. Socks? Probably socks. I have a lot of socks to make. But isn't that gorgeous? And then talking about roving that I love to spin, I was just telling him this because I had some other wool that I wasn't happy with, but in fact, here it is. But I spun it with some of their dark, some of their dark Shetland wool, and I love that. I've got enough there to either make, to probably make a really long scarf. It will be so nice. I've got already put the rest of this in balls, but I like it. I think it's going to be fun. And you know, that yarn, the roving I was working with, even John and Caroline's roving wouldn't have helped. But I got some roving in the mail, Shetland wool. And let me tell you, this is the best. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I was late recording because I was waiting for the garbage man, because I know my dog loves saying hi to him, and he didn't come, so finally I had to record without them being here. So that's what she was barking at. Anyways, this is my wool bothy roving that I just received. Oh, it is. I told him it's a dream to spin this up. And if I have a yarn that's a little bit tough or a little bit scratchy, I could put this with it, and it's a dream. So thank you, John and Caroline, or Carolyn. I keep thinking I need to invest in one of their sheep, and it could just be mine. Or a couple of their sheep, because I love their items. Now, while I had it on pause, I went over and I got my socks that I've designed. Ta-da! I will be writing this up and posting it on Ravelry when I get them finished, but I'm going to be doing an afterthought heel, which scares me, but I'm excited because I like trying new things. And if I can make an afterthought heel and be successful, I'm going to feel like I accomplished something. And they're cuffed down. So the Kitchener stitch is going to be in there too, which also scares me, but that's okay. I'll be able to handle it. I honestly will. Okay. So I've added another chemo cap to my resolutions. So now I've got 5 chemo caps done. I've only got one scarf done, but I've got 2 coming. So one scarf out of 12. I've got 1 shawl done for my garment. However, I've got a couple of my needles. And I don't have any socks done, only because I can't show you CCs yet, so I don't want to consider them done. But the socks I'm designing, no, I think those are going to be Christmas presents. But I've got socks that are going to be coming up that will be soup kitchen. But this will probably be for the box. No, box of socks is for yourself. So my scrap yarn socks will be for myself. Anyways, okay, so I have got a book to review. Of course, I'm getting down to the end of my books to review, except I'll probably get more, you know me. But this is from Knit Picks, and this is called Charmed, Whimsical Knitted Accessories. And I think I showed you the cover when I got it. And with knit picks, I love the fact that you can go to a picture of a book and then you can scroll through the patterns, because I can see if there's things in there that I'm going to want to knit. And unfortunately, usually it's everything, such as the diamond and feather cowl. Isn't that beautiful? And they use the gloss fingering yarn with this. I think that is beautiful. I thought maybe it was double knitting. It's not, because I thought maybe I'll do that, but it's just going to have to wait for a future date. Then we have the round the block leg warmers. You know, I kind of think I would continue those down and make them socks, only because, yes, my legs get cold in the winter, but so do my feet. So it would be nice to continue those down. Although leg warmers are nice in themselves. And then I love these two. These are choose your own adventure mittens. Now, I did that, but only I did the gloves. And I wasn't thrilled with the gloves. I did do a pair of fingerless mitts with it too. But there's the fingerless gloves. Then there's the mittens. Sorry. I don't think they have gloves on this one. No, they do not. Which for me, that's fine, because I discovered when I made the gloves, I don't care to make gloves. But these are made out of Stroll sock yarn. And I love this hat. I told you, I think, boy, I'm really pale today. That light is really hitting me wrong. I have the Aves, or they have the Aves hat. Used to be, color work scared me to death. It doesn't scare me anymore. Then they have flying geese socks. I love the flying geese pattern. And that is just gorgeous. I didn't tell you what the other made out of. It was sock yarn, but this is Stroll sock yarn. Then they have a little beautiful gnome and toadstool scarf with slots where, I used to call these reading scarves because you could put paperback books in there. But I know a little granddaughter of mine that would love something like that. I do. She would love that. Then they have boot toppers. I don't usually wear boot toppers, but they would be nice to give to our Thread the Bread, Spread the Thread people, or the soup kitchen. Then they have another cowl, or they have a cowl, a Coral Coast cowl. I keep not telling you what things are made out of. That's one of the Andy Sports. The boot toppers, they're Swish DK. I suppose I should go back and see what that hat was made out of, because it's palette. Ooh, I like palette. I like most of Knit Picks yarns. I'm trying to think of any I don't like, and I really can't think of any. And here is a circus hat, which is made out of, wool of the Andes, worsted weight. That'd be a nice warm hat. I would like that too. These are my favorite. Foxy socks, because I love foxes. I was afraid my dog would look at me because, you know, anytime I say I love, she looks at me. That's made out of Stroll sock yarn. I have to make those. I like the bottom too. Those look nice. They don't look like they would slide around the floor very much. Then they have, to go with the scarf, they have a gnome and gnome land security hat. I'm not showing these very long because I do not want to get in problems with people trying to copy patterns or something by looking at them. Then we have Nora mitts, which I love, fingerless mitts. That's made from the Knit Picks Andean Treasure, which I've not worked with that one. That's baby alpaca. And this is the cover one. This is the Jewel Bee So Cozy scarf. And that is so pretty. And that's from Stroll sock yarn. You know they're going to be Knit Picks yarns because this is a Knit Pick book. The Quadra hat from Knit Picks Mighty Stitch. I haven't used Mighty Stitch either. It's an acrylic, a superwash wool. That would be good for hats. I'm always looking for good hat yarns for my chemo kits. Ravenswood stole. I don't know if I'm a stole wearer. but it is pretty. You could wear that as a scarf, I would imagine. Look, that would be warm. That would be warm. And that's from Wool of the Andes Superwash. Then they have more leg warmers. And I do like these, which is funny because I'm not a bobble lover. But those are just in a straight line that I think I can handle those as long as I kept them in a straight line. You know what I mean? Sometimes my counts get off a little bit. Then they have an éclaté cowl from Swish worsted. It has bobbles on it too. Oh, I love this scarf too. Ride the Rail scarf. I just don't have enough time in the day to make everything I want to make, which is why I get started on so many. The Yarn Chase hat, and that's made out of pallet. So cute. My granddaughter would like that too. Then they have a beautiful Retrick scarf from Andean Treasure. See, I've never used that. And a Mused Infinity scarf from Picks Capra DK. Oh, mittens. Intermix mittens. And those are made from Wool of the Andes. Bulky. Oh, I like that. I like that they're bulky. Le Chapeau from Picks Swish DK. A wide variety of yarns and everything, and that's everything they have in here. Then in the back, of course, they have the abbreviations and the collections of the yarns that are used. I like this book a lot. Charmed. Whimsical knitted accessories. I guess I'm a whimsical person because I like that. Okay, now book reviews. I read Tim Tebow's book, Shaken. It is so good. It is really, really good. I reviewed it, and it's, if you want to see my book review on it, it's just click the link book review and it will take you to it. Then of course I'm working on the scarves, and that hat, I need to take a picture of it and put it in Caleb Scarves, because it doesn't matter what you make, it just matters that you're giving it to charity. Ooh, I just noticed I had a little anyways, I think that's it. I think that's all I have to talk about this week. So those winners of the prizes, you have 2 weeks from today to notify me. So that would be the 21st of March. You have until that morning to notify me. And those of you who are receiving physical prizes, I need your mailing addresses. Those of you who are receiving the patterns, make sure, well, you have to let me know which pattern you're going to want, because I can send it to you then. Okay, I think that's it. I hope you all have a really great week. I hope all your crafting is successful and that you don't have any difficulties or problems. But if you do, I hope that they are so easy to fix. I love all of you. Big, big hugs. And I hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.